Namaste, Angel. This is a client reading for one of my repeat clients. And it looks like it's going to be a very nice spread already, just in shuffling, although I might be beginning with some atypical cards as far as talking about what looks like a good spread, because I'm starting with fear, for example. However, I was made to see that behind it is sacred union. And this is one of the cards to which I shuffled. I also shuffled to Moon Tree, which is about sacred marriage. And relationship is also behind it. Another card to which I had shuffled. But there's a fear surrounding the relationship, apparently, that healing sounds may be able to help with. There are healing sounds, different meditations, including binaural tones, of which I'm a personal fan. I like those that work toward removing fear, helping us to release fear. As does transience, just allowing yourself, spending time with the universe and allowing it to heal you. This is another form of meditation. And this woman is doing it at her most vulnerable. That's why she appears nude, at least in my opinion. And you can see the focus here on her third eye and her crown chakra, as well as her throat. She has something to say. Fear. Miracles do happen. We could be afraid that, like there's just no way that something could work out. Because our human minds don't conceive, can't conceive certain things. And depending upon what sign we are, but especially if you're an air sign like me, like you, we gotta understand stuff. Like we have to figure things out first in a logical manner. That's not the way the universe works or that miracles work. It's like all things are possible. Even your, like worst fears being conquered. That it's possible. You might not see a way, but it's happened. There's the moon tree I mentioned. I'm glad I kept going. This again represents sacred marriage, the marriage between heaven and earth, but more importantly for you, probably the marriage between two sacred beings, such as yourself and your divine masculine. Here, cut. Birth. So the birth of something new is possible too. The overall energy is divine guidance, and there's more moon here. This moon right now, and partial lunar eclipse that we've had, from which people are feeling a lot of, and I mean, I don't really know. People are attributing it to the moon. I'm not one to do that per se, because there's a lot going on. There's like 5 planets in retrograde right now, as well as other celestial bodies. We also have Chiron, the asteroid, in retrograde. We have, what else we have going on? The Lion's Gate. Today's the last day, the 12th, because it's now after midnight Eastern Standard Time here in New York where I live. So today is the 12th. It's the last day of the Lion's Gate. It's the first day of the full-on Mercury retrograde. So there's a lot going on. It may be the lunar eclipse and the full moon, or, in part, maybe, not necessarily, that's the governing body. I don't know. There's a lot happening that could be affecting us. But this particular moon, and or the next one, the new moon, the 21st, which is depending upon where one is in the United States, at least between Oregon and South Carolina, a full solar eclipse. Now, if you're somewhere else, that'll be partial. This period could be particularly important for you, though. see what the feminine is feeling about herself right now as it relates to the union. Dreams. This is the relationship, and she's like longing for it. So you dream about it, you daydream about it, you hope to receive a message in your dreams, hope that they're lucid. Releasing blocks such as fear can help with that. And you're already starting out with this theme, these very healing colors. This kind of says to me the Chiron retrograde, actually, the wounded healer in Pisces with all this green, which represents the healer. And even like the crying and the pain represents the wounds. I see with some red here that could even indicate like somebody's hurt. But then the blue of the water, sign of Pisces, which is represented by the moon in the tarot. When I picked up your divine guidance card, underneath it was heaven on earth, which isn't about exactly what it looks like. This card is about the need to let something go from the past in order to make room for something new. So there may be a necessity to do that as well. The masculine with regard to the feminine as it relates to the union right now, reflection. So she's certainly on his mind. He might have a decision to make. When I pull reflection, to me it indicates, somebody looking back on their past, maybe considering, their present, and what moves they may make in the future. What are their options? She's included in that thought process, which to me means a lot. The masculine with regard to himself right now as it relates to the union, blessings. So he's counting them. Maybe whereas he didn't before. Maybe he wasn't always conscious of what the universe was bestowing to him, what her worth, the union's worth, how much he would miss it if it were not there in the 3D, the tangible, at least in his mind. Now counting blessings, appreciating all that he's given, and more of your blue and green and purple healing colors here. So still pulling me in again with this moon and this healing. There are free sites to calculate, I guess would be the best word, your natal chart and download it on the internet. You may want to see where your Chiron, the wounded healer, is if you have it. Because I don't know why that's coming through, particularly strong. There may be a reason for it. There usually is for anything and everything I say. The masculine as it relates to the union as a whole right now, embrace. Now this card in this placement with regard to the union is about finding balance. That's the way he sees it. It's something that's come together, because what this card means is, or represents, is one individual person. It looks like a couple in a loving embrace. And I'm a hugger, at least, especially like my divine masculine. So I love this, but it's not two people. It's one person's inner masculine and feminine coming together in balance. So this is the way he sees the union right now, coming together in balance. Overall, meditation. This will help to continue to heal not only the individuals involved, but the union itself. And again, one of the modalities you may want to consider in that regard, binaural tones or other healing sounds, as indicated by the earlier cards. And the outcome here, expectancy. So a need to, or the process of letting go of our expectations, similar to how I mentioned with the miracles card a few minutes ago, like we can't conceive what the universe is able to do. This is the same kind of card. This means let go of what's in your mind, of what you've created, what you're trying to order the universe to do, because it's not even close to what the universe can do. But you're limiting it, and you're blocking your own blessings. And see how it's crossing blessings here? You're blocking your own blessings with your small thoughts. Your thoughts are minute. You know, your ideas are minute by comparison. What would the masculine have the feminine do right now toward the union? Healing sounds. So he's feeling that you need to, it's part of this. It's part of the coming together in balance. There's, you know, some blocks that you need to clear. And he's not like, it's not from a place of, you know, she's got a bunch of work to do, I'm good. You know, again, he's a newcomer to finally being appreciative of all that's given to him. So he's more conscious of it now. And so that's how this awareness comes. What's he willing to do or end of sacrifice for the union right now? Celebration and crossing blessings for me is more recognition of the divine. So it's more surrender, not necessarily celebration of having a party, but celebrating like the rebirth of him, you know, and of this new version of him, of this new understanding. That's what we're celebrating. What would the universe have the two of you to do or surrender toward the union right now? Spiritual growth. Work on this as individuals, and that's how you'll come together as a couple. And you got more moon here too, behind this heart-shaped winged angel here. All right, I'm going to go on to another spread for you. Let's see what else we can find out. Also, from a masculine perspective, actually, another cross, but with some other placements that I use and a different deck. Going to hashtag creepy deck, beginning with friendship. And this is one of the cards that I said, oh, somebody may see that and say like, oh, that's not very exciting, friendship. But, you know, to me, like all the basis of a healthy relationship is friendship. So I'm not mad when I see this card with regard to a relationship, a romantic relationship, or a potential romantic relationship. Opening to work. This can be actual work. People, you know, busy at different aspects of their lives. That's part of the improvement and the self-love and all that, the healing. This can also be working toward the romantic part, you know, working toward union. Working on one's relationship. Working on friendship. Work. And new love. So I've been talking a lot about the birth of something new coming, and now I have more colors matching up with two different decks at this point. We ended up with expectancy on top of the Tony Carmine Solano Universal Love Oracle here, and it jumped right out to me that the same purple and pink is here in this new love. So this can be, this expectancy, we can look at it another way, similar to the birth card that I came to for you guys. It's the birth of something new. We're expectant of that, like when a woman is expectant, as in pregnant, and then she gives birth to a new being, something new. And opposite work, it's like labor, right? When a woman gives birth, we call that labor. She went into labor. Labor is also work. Maybe we have to work on these obstacles. That's our task. The obstacles. I'll go one more. Courting man. Maybe that's what he's wanting to do, the divine masculine. There's been an obstacle to that. Destiny. And after all my shuffling and everything, the overall energy is once again work. Now in this cross, this placement will represent the divine couple, the recent past, blocks to the union, the masculine's higher self, the near future, the outcome, advice from the universe, and again, what the feminine can do and what the masculine can do to work toward toward this situation. Okay, the divine couple together, their energy is represented by money. This is abundance when it shows up like this for me, and I'm working on love. It's abundance. So it can be financial abundance too. Again, attributed to work. When I pick up this work, also up right behind it, true love. So this is what we're working toward. Abundance in all forms, all the areas of, Venus, the goddess Venus, love and money. In the recent past, the situation was gifts. I'm feeling that this has to do with something, not necessarily with actual gifts, but with the beings, the individuals. They are the gifts. It's what's coming. Hopefully it'll become more clear in a second with some other cards. Blocks to the union. Oh, friendship. This is coming through with more than one message. This is an actual toxic friendship of the masculines that is coming through. That may be a barrier. This friend may have suggested, like, don't talk to her or whatever, or made up something about you. I don't know. Maybe we'll see again with more cards. But also the need for you guys to work on, a friendship and an understanding on a different level. Like, you have the deep level covered, and you have the true love and romance covered, and now you gotta, it's a more superficial level. It's like in these divine unions, we often start from the end. And we gotta work our way toward the beginning, which is we start here. The masculine's higher self. Fair male. So he's in this is my temptation and devilish card. That's where he is right now. Feeling bound maybe to this friendship that is not good for him. And the need to maintain that. Feeling stuck because of this friendship. Wanting to work on the relationship and his abundance in all areas, but feeling stuck and blocked and not necessarily knowing why, but counting the blessings when good things do come his way, not realizing when they don't, they could have something very well to do with this person or people with whom he's surrounding himself, that I'm sure and I feel he's been given guidance about it. And that may be connected to the divine guidance card that was your overall energy before. He's been shown. And it's like one of those the world in the tarot, major arcana card number 2, the way that I explain it. Number 21. The way that I tend to read it, it's like a situation in which we've stayed in too long. Like, we know we've stayed too long. We know that it hasn't been working for a long time. We know that we, necessarily haven't been able to, or shouldn't have, fully let our guard down and been able to trust the situation, but we stayed anyway and did. I'm getting that that's the kind of friendship that this is. The near future. Let's see if that improves the situation. Children. Very interesting. Children. Maybe that's what this meant. It had to do with the people, the gifts, I will have to see some other stuff with the regular spread, but I don't know if the masculine is maybe tied to some children and this is like a baby shower gift or something. And there's a feeling of being bound to these children. And it may have something to do with this toxic relationship. I've been focused on like a wedding band on the wrong finger, on the pointer finger. And you know, but the pointer finger has meaning too. Wedding band on the pointer finger of one of these so-called friends. That was sticking out to me too, because it's like married, stuck, again thinking about the energy of the quote-unquote devil in the tarot, married, stuck, trapped by this, bound to this toxic relationship, married to it. And that also here crossing the children. All right, I'm going to keep going. What can the feminine do toward this situation? It looks like there's a triangle about which you need to make yourself aware, or the universe will help you to become aware. Again, like the energy of the world / the tower. And this doesn't have to be a romantic triangle. It can be a quote-unquote love triangle in the, you know, the typical sense, but it doesn't have to be. It's just a third energy. And again, the third energy can be a friend that may or may not have romantic involvement too, and be connected to some children. What can the masculine do toward this situation? He has to rid himself of this overbearing energy. This is coming through like the energy of Aries, or perhaps Leo, or even a King of Swords in a very icy, cold, not loving kind of way. Like abrasive, overwhelming, again, bound and blocked and just feeling stuck and unable to make, you know, decisions for oneself. What's the advice from the universe? Universe, we're bringing up family. And again with a third energy. This is the third card with 3 people in it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. How many hands are here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 friends. Supposed friends. I don't know if the masculine has any children and or a wife or significant other in that sense, or if this friend again is in a situation with the masculine, but that's what it's saying may be the case here with these cards. What is the outcome? Young male. This may be a son. This may be the masculine son. Maybe it's a new baby, a new child. Baby shower gifts, recent past. Children, recent future. I mean, not near future. You need to know about a triangle. The universe wants you to know about family. Masculine feeling bound and in a devil energy. Overwhelmed by this very like Mars. This is Martian energy coming through. Aries. Again, maybe Leo with this lion here. This could be Mars in Leo right now. This could be bringing in Mercury, the Mercury retrograde, difficulty. in communication and getting things and making things clear. And the outcome is young male. Maybe one of the children or the children or child is a male child, a boy. All right, so with this, since I'm kind of confused now, I'm going to go to the Angel Tarot. I didn't go over like the reading or any of our past conversations or anything to see what signs were involved or anything. I did land on the Hermit, which represents the sign of Virgo, but this could be again, Mercury. This could be the Mercury retrograde in Virgo, for example, and the need for somebody to do some introspection and to go within. That's what the Hermit is all about. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. Open to the Knight of Fire, who's passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. The Hermit. And opening to the Knight of Earth. Loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind is the Knight of Earth. It's time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. And the Six of Water, which is a soulmate card in the tarot, but can also represent children for me. Memories from your history or childhood. Issues regarding children and romanticizing the past. Opening to the King of Fire is motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. The King of Fire is a Leo or Aries, like I was talking about a moment ago. Or perhaps a Sagittarius or someone taking on those traits or attributes. The King of Fire also represents the divine masculine in the tarot. Six of Water, and it's the Two of Water. Beautiful. A relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness and the positive resolution of a conflict. So this would be an indication that even when there is, or where there is, if there is some sort of situation that isn't necessarily kosher, as they say, involving a third energy and perhaps a third person, despite all that, there's room for the two of you here, between the two of you here for forgiveness and to continue to grow closer and to heal your bond, to heal this soulmate relationship. So now we have the Two of Water opposite the Six of Water. This is an indication of, yes, a true bond here. Six of Water, I'm going to cut. Ten of Earth, a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. The overall energy is the High Priestess with Archangel Haniel. Listen to your intuition, have patience, and consider carefully what you want before acting. Here, the masculine is renewal or judgment in the traditional tarot. Archangel Jeremiah, review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts. It's time to move in a new direction. So this is like a make or break time in the relationship where you guys are going to take a step back and look at everything and the facts. And I guess I got to put it out there. It popped into my head as I was laying the cards that this week in one of my readings, I don't know if it was the love reading, the full moon reading, or the general reading, but in one of them I saw where like some truth coming out about children, and there's been a lot of and for some of my clients and viewers that this has been going on, there's been a lot of these children that actually are not the masculine's children, and a lot of these sort of circumstances and truth needing to come out about stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying that they're all free and clear of children. Some of them, have fathered some children, and this is true. And some of them fathered some children with the divine feminine. So I don't want to confuse that either. What I'm saying is, what it looks like, and even what was, coming to me, not necessarily the full picture, especially with the high priestess as the overall energy. It's like there could be, the high priest doesn't reveal everything. It's somewhat similar to the moon in that respect, and maybe that's why traditionally in the tarot represents water signs. For me, it represents the sun, the Gemini, because the high priestess, the goddess Isis, is herself a Gemini. But yeah, traditionally it's water signs. And when I picked this up, underneath it is the Chariot, which represents the sign of Cancer. So I say all that to say, having pulled the renewal card, which can represent the signs of Scorpio. Scorpio is one. That's not what I meant to say. I meant to say Sagittarius directly, because it represents for me the planet Jupiter, and karma and all of that. That's what this card is about, what judgment is about. It's like Judgment Day. When you see the traditional card in the Rider-Waite Tarot, it's like all these people in purgatory, and Gabriel with the horn and other angels like looking down, and it's Judgment Day. It's certainly a make or break time. Here it's a lot more. It's less scary, but it has similar meaning. So yeah, it represents the planet Jupiter, and thereby Sagittarius, but also for me the fixed signs, which include Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus. Surrounding the masculine, the Eight of Earth. So work is back. Skilled work is rewarded. Also learning all there is to know about a topic, and potentially going back to school. In his subconscious, the Lovers with Archangel Raphael, intimate relationships. Carefully weigh your decisions. Good health. This represents the sign of Gemini or other air sign potentially. Again, your overall energy also for me represents the sign of Gemini, the high priestess. This card in this placement, the masculine subconscious, can certainly be about love, but it can also, in the tarot, the Lover's card can also very well be a decision that one needs to make. And I think I mentioned earlier that I was feeling, I think before I even laid anything, just talking about the first couple cards when I was shuffling, that the masculine had a decision to make. So that can be reflected by the Lovers as well. And maybe it's connected to judgment. Here with the feminine, more three. It's the Three of Air. Great sadness. Take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. Feminine is surrounded by the Knight of Air, who is also a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, or someone taking on those traits or attributes. Intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless is the Knight of Air. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with creative solutions. And the Page of Air in the feminine subconscious. Logical, honest, impulsive, and curious is the page of air. Challenging information, and that could be what leads to this hurt, this heartache. I think it may have something to do with a child and the masculine. And I do apologize. Pain, hurt, sadness, but an opportunity to heal, an opportunity for forgiveness, an opportunity to come back together, to face, the challenges together, face the world together. Very, us against the world type of energy here. And there's three people in this card too. Well, there's Archangel Jeremiah here, sort of ordaining this family. There's a male, a masculine, a feminine or a female, and a child. Crowning, it's the dreamer, represents the signs of Gemini and Virgo. So this can be reflecting your sign, the masculine sign, or this can be straight up Mercury and Virgo, just pulling up on the reading. A leap of faith, follow your dreams. That leads to unexpected opportunities, says Archangel Metatron. He's directing you down a brand new path, a fresh path. At the root, it's the Nine of Earth, enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, and successful self-employment. This is either or both of you getting to know yourself, like that embrace card. If one person's inner masculine and feminine coming into balance, it's spending time with you, liking you, enjoying you, and having the means, to be able to do so. So you can afford, the massage you want, or the new pair of shoes, or to treat yourself to, a movie or lunch or whatever the case is. And spending time with you and getting to know yourself better, doing some introspection like the hermit with which we started. At the heart of the matter, the Eight of Fire, events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. And many things are happening at once. The Eight of Fire can also represent like sudden communication, boom, out of nowhere. You weren't, necessarily talking before, and then all of a sudden here it is. As can the Knight of Air. All of a sudden there's something that transpires and we, jump in rather quickly. I actually want to try to clarify this Three of Air a little bit. It's bothering me. The next card is the Four of Water. Missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. So there's another three here and one standing alone. Very shiny, very, awesome. Like not to be where we shouldn't be focused on this three. We should be focused on this very divine cup that's here. And, not miss the chance maybe to take a leap of faith and start on a new path despite the three. Is what that card says. Let's see what the next one is. The next one's another three. I'm batting 1,000 here. Abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. I think there is an indication for you to make long-term plans and to, again, proceed with this. I do feel that. But at the same time, it's another three. And it can represent not only a triangle, but a love triangle. And the Three of Fire in particular often does. Because the fire, or the element of fire in the wands in the tarot is considered phallic. And in this particular card, you see that there's two wands together. That's like the Two of Wands, which represents the divine union, quote unquote, twin flames. And then there's this one, this third, that's not symmetric to the other two. It's like off to like it doesn't fit. And that when I pull that card, that always, it often tends to stand out to me that this is like a third wheel type of energy. Okay, let's see what your further advice is. From the Tony Carmine Salerno Universal Love Oracle to the Masculine, he's rising from the ashes. So he has been through some sort of experience from which he's trying to come back. Maybe we can clarify Judgment too. I like to clarify with the upright cards. So I don't take the next one and I don't shuffle again. I just go to the next upright card. It's the wheel. So all of a sudden, just like the Eight of Fire indicates and the Knight of Air indicates, all of a sudden something happens to really better this situation and to like fix it, help it to be resolved. So maybe one of those cases where, yeah, there is a, potential or something for a child, but it's not, true or something like that. Whatever the situation, this comes in with Judgment. You will resolve the situation, right? Judgment and justice will prevail. A time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward, just like this card says. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things are happening at once. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options. So these cards aligning to indicate, yes, all of a sudden something's going to happen to really better this situation. And the wheel, I'm sorry. This is funny. Wait a minute. Oh my goodness. When I said Scorpio before, I started out with Scorpio and Judgment. That was right. Renewal or Judgment for me represents the planet Pluto, because it is Pluto and like Osiris, the Scorpion King, who doles out the judgment to the souls in purgatory, to the people that want to know what's going to happen to them, what's going to become of them. That was right. This one is the one that represents Jupiter and Sagittarius, and then yes, again Scorpio, Leo. Wow. So it wasn't a mistake that I went back last minute and to pull another card, and it was this one: Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, and Aquarius. In addition to that, Sagittarius, because of karma, because Jupiter rules karma. Not to be confused again with Pluto, like I just did, which sort of governs like death and rebirth, starting over, a fresh start, a new beginning, like is represented here. Whoa, okay. I'm so glad that I went back and pulled another card, or that I was guided to do that. To you, the gateway, I'm going to advise you to take advantage of the energy of the Lion's Gate today, and to ask that if it be, I know it's your will for you guys to be together, if it be the masculine's will and or the universe's will, that your higher selves join hands and go through the gateway together, through the Lion's Gate. From the hashtag creepy deck, wallflower for the masculine. So like maybe he's not turning up as the other spread would indicate with all those threes. Mature woman here for you. I think this showed up for you before. I'm trying to remember. I think that was you had a reading where this mature woman showed up for you. Was that yours? In any case, it's representing you now. This is your energy, the way I'm feeling it. It's coming through representative of you, and maybe so that you will take a mature stance, and to step back and look at this situation, so you don't have a Four of Cups or Four of Water on your hands. And lastly, from the angels to the masculine, the Seven of Water, a complex decision. There's a need to do some research and stop procrastinating. Water cards are all about love and emotion and can, for me, again, represent family and or children. Not particularly the 7. For me, it's more so the ace, the 3, and the 6, and also the 10 that represent family more so, and then more specifically children. But the 7 of Water can have to do with a decision about that. 7 of Water also comes through to me sometimes as a one night stand type of thing, a mistake type of situation. So that can be the case here too. Lastly, to you, very similar to the 2 of Water, it's the Queen of Water, who is tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Okay, also as the care for yourself and others. So this guides you to be the mature woman and to be very nurturing again. The Queen of Water tends to represent, according to, tarot enthusiasts, the sign of Scorpio, like this renewal, or Pluto, or of course other water sign as well. Cancer, Pisces, maybe taking you back to the wounded healer and the need for you guys to work on some blocks and do some healing, because you have an opportunity for something brand new and beautiful, for new love and love anew after the healing. I hope that you find this reading helpful and that you enjoy it despite some of the challenging information. Or maybe I'm this page of air. I do apologize again. Namaste, Angel.